Rock recently came clean about a big topic, so we'll see what that's about. We'll also check out what's happening with Alexa, the Wyatts Sicks, and more. During a recent media run for his new film, The Rock opened up about WrestleMania 29 and all the secrets that were going on there that no one previously knew about. The Rock was severely injured in the middle of that WrestleMania main event match, but he kept his injury hidden for the referee and John Cena because he didn't want them to quickly wrap up the match and give it a rushed finish just because he was hurt. So The Rock said he didn't say a word to anyone about the injury during the match so that they could finish it with the original plans. The Rock said he didn't want to shorten the match like that. He knew it was a big night. It was a night to officially pass the torch to John Cena. He didn't want to ruin the big match. But not only that, The Rock said he went into that WrestleMania 29 match fully expecting it to be the final match of his wrestling career. He never planned on wrestling again, and knew WrestleMania 29 would be his final match ever. So that played a role in why he fought hard through the injury and wanted to give the match all he got. Because he knew it was the final night, he would be inside the wrestling ring for a match. The Rock said that no one else even knew it would be his final match ever, but he was the only one that knew. So it was a big secret that WrestleMania 29 was basically The Rock's retirement match, and he didn't tell a single soul. And that 2013 match did serve as The Rock's final match for 11 years, until he actually did step back into the ring for another match at WrestleMania 40 in 2024. And now in current day, The Rock's in-ring career is kind of up in the air. We don't really know if it's over or not. The Rock does have a current program open with Cody Rhodes that's kind of in a weird spot itself. In 2024, The Rock told Cody that their story with each other was just beginning. Then we saw The Rock's appearance at Bad Blood, which was followed up by a disappearance. Then we saw the whole mini story of The Rock wanting Cody's soul in early 2025, but that was also followed up by another disappearance. So there's a lot of starts and stops to the story between Cody and The Rock. No one knows if an actual match is ever going to take place between Cody and The Rock, but if The Rock does in fact wrestle again, Cody Rhodes sure does seem like the final opponent that The Rock will get back in the ring for. So it's an interesting one to hear that 2013 was supposed to be The Rock's final match ever, and now we're in this limbo, purgatory state of waiting to see if he does wrestle one more time, or if WrestleMania 40 was the final match of his career. A moment that the Wyatts Sicks have been hoping and praying for as of late, may be getting ready to actually happen, and that's of course the breakup for the Street Profits. Ever since the Wyatts have taken control of the tag team division, a lot of teams on Smackdown have panicked and tried making huge attempts at getting those titles away from the Wyatts Sicks. But the team that still appears to be the most affected by the Wyatts' control over the tag team division is the Street Profits. Prior to the return from the Wyatts Sicks earlier this year, the Street Profits had just won their first set of tag team titles after a multi-year drought away from the tag team gold. But it wasn't long after the Street Profits won those titles that the Wyatts appeared and snatched them away, which of course let the Street Profits right back on square one of holding no gold. And the Street Profits have continued to come back after the titles and have been trying to get them back. And the Wyatts have done everything you could think of to try to make sure that they hold on to those titles. The Wyatts have not only cheated in recent title defenses, but Uncle Howdy has attempted to do something else on top of that. He's been trying to plant seeds inside of Angelo and Montez's heads, trying to get them to betray each other and go against one another. So far, Howdy's plan is to break them up through these planted seeds. It has not been successful up until this point, but you can argue that there sure is a lot of signs and indications that big cracks are in fact there between the Street Profits. They aren't as animated and united as they once were, and you sort of get the feeling that it's going to take one more big event until they implode from within. So what could this big event be that finishes the Street Profits once and for all? Well, the Street Profits have an upcoming tag team titles match against the Wyatts Sicks, and fans are getting the feeling that this is it. This is going to be a big night for the Street Profits one way or another. Either they break through and overcome Howdy's mind games and win back the tag team titles to prove the doubters wrong and prove that they're better than ever, or they lose the tag team title match to the Wyatts, therefore allowing those seeds that Howdy planted in their heads to fully grow, meaning that one of the two will betray each other before the end of the night. And if that does happen here soon on Smackdown, that would be a massive moment, because you got to remember that the Street Profits debuted with each other in NXT and the main roster. These two superstars have never been separated from each other at all. So if this is the big separation moment, it would be a big deal. And if it does happen, then of course Uncle Howdy and the Wyatts Sicks will get a lot of credit for instigating the whole thing and really pushing for it to happen. And you better believe that Uncle Howdy is going to give this strategy another go, for whichever team the Wyatts face next. If he is successful in breaking up the Street Profits, you know he's going to try it again and see if he can get inside the heads of the next team that steps up to them. Howdy did say that they were taking control of the tag team division, and we can definitely see that now. Not only do they have the titles, but they're breaking up teams as well through mind games. It'll also be interesting to see if the Wyatts tag team domination could even slip into the women's tag team division as well. You have Nikki Cross right there, who's a big threat to the titles and is a multi-time tag team champion herself. So if Nikki finds a tag team partner to come along for the ride, the Wyatts can surely take over even the women's tag team champions. And assuming that Alexa Bliss remains one half of the champions, it would be really exciting to see a stare down and meeting in the ring between Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. The two former best friends back in the ring with each other, but on the opposite sides of the ring. And even opposite scenarios, because just a few years back, it was Alexa that was caught in the Wyatt universe, and Nikki was on the outside looking in. Well, now, funny enough, Nikki Cross is caught in the Wyatt universe, and Alexa's on the outside looking in. So it would be extremely ironic and crazy to see how their positions have basically been flipped there. Nikki Cross coming after the tag team titles would be interesting as well, because that means we'll surely see the first interactions between the Wyatts Sicks and Alexa Bliss. When Alexa first returned earlier in the year, there was lots of Wyatt-related teases whenever Alexa was on screen, but those teases pretty much led to nothing at all, and the Wyatts and Alexa have yet to interact with each other. So if Nikki comes along for Alexa and those titles, surely Alexa and Howdy will interact together for the first time in almost 3 years. That would be a pretty big moment that hopefully lives up to the hype. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.